So now we will begin with the next topic. So here the next topic we are going to start with fixed point digital signal processors. So before that we have another two topics. One is based on floating point format and another one is IEEE floating point format. So these two topics we are going to discuss when you come to the online, because these two topics have some problems. So because of that we will discuss these two topics when you come to the online. So now I am going to start with the next topic, that is a fixed point digital signal processors. So again in this topic we have one architecture. So this architecture is manufactured based on the operation of fixed point digital or fixed point format. So as we know that in the fixed point format we have discussed based on 3-bit, then we have discussed using fractional part, and then we have moved on to the Q15 format. So there we have analyzed that here using 3-bit with fractional part as allows us to face many problems like truncation errors or the result will be overflow. So we have focused on Q15 format there to obtain the result which is closer to the accuracy. So now all these fixed point digital signal processors are designed based on that Q15 format. So now we will move on to that fixed point digital signal processor now. So now we will start with the topic called fixed point digital signal processor. So first thing, which are the companies who manufacture these fixed point digital signal processors? The companies like Texas Instruments, Motorola. So these companies are able to manufacture these fixed point digital signal processors. So all these digital signal processor, they varies in manufacturers. They may varies in manufacturing, but they have a common basic features. Some of them are like program memory, like data memory, and some address and data bus, like some devices which performs arithmetic and logical unit, program control unit, multiplier and accumulator. So like this they have a typical common features. Only few have varies in their other kind of features. So now here we have considered one family, the family called as TMS320 C4C54X. So this is one processor. Here this processor has common in both Texas and Motorola, with comparing with the features which I have discussed right now, like address generator, program generator, program control unit, program memory, data memory, and the data and memory address bus. So they have some common features. So that's why we have considered this architecture, so which has these common features now. So now I am considering this common architecture, and now we are going to discuss this architecture which is followed with the fixed format or fixed point digital signal processor. So now we will discuss one by one how it works and what is the role of each devices which are connected in this architecture. First we will focus on what it consists of. So it consists of data address generator. So the role of data address generator is to generate the address for the data. That data may be present in the data memory or in the input output devices. So we have a data memory here, okay, and we have a input output device here. So here the data address generator is specially used just to access or to generate the address for the data memory and the input output devices. Next is program address generator. Here the program address generator is also used to generate the address for the program memory, okay, and also the operations which are carried out inside this architecture, like multiplier and accumulator, then shift unit, then arithmetic and logic unit. So then there is a program control unit. So we will discuss what is the role of program control unit. Then we have a 4 address and data bus are there. In that 3 data memory address bus and 1 program memory address bus. So total we have 4 address buses are there. Each address bus and the data bus have their own function to perform in this architecture. So now we will discuss one by one. So what is the role of each address bus and the data bus? So as shown here, first we will concentrate on program and data memory. So this is a 16-bit. These are two 16-bit data which have on-chip program and data memory. So these two are a on-chip program and data memory with a size of 16-bit. It may varies, it depends on the manufacturer like Texas and other kind Motorola. So here, so these program and data memory, they can include the data RAM and program ROM. So data RAM is used to read and write the data. Program RAM is only used to read the data from the program memory. So here, so it has, as I said, it has 4 data and program address bus. So here they are accommodated, these are accommodated to work with data memory and program memory. Here the program memory addresses and data bus are responsible for fetching the program instructions. So this program memory, using this program memory and address bus, are responsible to fetch the instructions, okay, from the program memory. So it is shown again in this figure. Here, which are the data and address bus it uses to fetch these instructions? So it uses C and D data memory address bus and the data bus, so which deals with data or which deals with fetching the data from the data memory, okay, which will fetch the data from the data memory, while this E data memory address bus, so it is used just to dedicate it for moving the data into the data memory. So C and D are used to fetch the instruction, whereas E is used just to move the data, okay, from the data memory. So here, in addition to this E data memory address bus, it can also access the input output devices, which is shown here. This input output devices is connected to the E data memory address bus, so therefore it is capable of accessing the input output devices. Like this, C and D data address memory is capable for fetching the data from the data memory or the instructions from the program memory, whereas E data memory address bus is capable of moving the data from the data memory and also have the access to the input output devices. So now we will concentrate on the 3 other devices like ALU, multiplier and accumulator, then the shift unit. Here the role of ALU is to perform arithmetic and logical units. So it is connected for C, D and E data memory address bus, so that we can perform all kind of arithmetic and logical operations. Whereas this multiplier and accumulator, we call it as MAC, which is of size 40-bit, and shift unit is also of size 40-bit. So here these 40-bit accumulator, which are capable or able to operate 40-bit addition, okay, and also they are capable of performing multiplication. So the multiplier here, which is nothing but 40-bit, which is capable, can fetch the data from C and D data memory database, and this shift unit also is capable of fetching the data from C and D data memory address bus. So here this multiplier is capable of performing 17 cross 17 multiplication also, and can store the data in accumulator with the size of 40 bit. So we can say that it is capable of round off the result and stores the result temporarily in the accumulator. Here the role of this program control unit. The role of control unit is used to fetch the instructions via program memory data bus. So this is a program control unit. It is capable to fetch the data from the program memory address bus, which is connected here. So this is capable from fetching the data from program memory data bus. So here, in order to speed up the memory access, so we have two address generators. Okay, one is data address generator and second is program address generator, so which are responsible for generating the needed address and the data address for the particular instruction and the data. So here we are using, we call it as an advanced architecture. So this is an advanced architecture which is employed with the several instructions to operate at the same time for a given single instruction cycle. So here the speed of this architecture capable of executing 40 millions of instructions per second. So that is the speed of this architecture which I am showing right now. Okay, so this is about fixed this is about the fixed point digital signal processor, which is used to process the instructions with the speed of 40 million instructions per second, and the role of each devices which are connected here. So we have total 4 program and data memory address bus. We have just repeated them here and here. All are same here. Just to understanding purpose we have shown here. So this is about the architecture which is used to perform fixed point format digital signal processor like Q15 format. Okay, so later on in the next topic we are going to discuss about the floating point processor now, which is similar to the fixed point digital signal processor. Okay, so I hope it is clear for everyone. It's a lightweight theory. Just to go through the explanation which is given here, you will understand how to understand this architecture. Okay, so thank you.